back. Now we are joined here in the studio by Dr. Mohamad Mokhtare Darwish, International Relations Expert. Good morning.
Good morning.
As Sir, we are continuing our coverage to the war in the Gulf region and the Iranian and the U.S.-Israeli strikes on Iran and the implications of the decision to extend the suspension of attacks on energy sites by U.S. President Donald Trump. How do you see the impact of this decision?
Of course, this dedicating war is not become in just how it's starting the war until now, from the post part from Iran and from the United States, from the part of Israel. It's become our international war dedicated. Everybody being recharging or being suffering dedicated to that war. I mean, it's become to the whole world, not just in the Middle East.
Yes.
And we found several economic feedback and related also of the energy stopping of Hormuz related to that from Europe, from everywhere, and even economy-wise related to Egypt. Of course, this is very difficult time, and this is very happening to what's happening in that war dedicated to every place, and I mean everywhere. And this stopping is, we could say, as to recharging or to found a solution, diplomatic solution related to the international law, as we will learn it on it. It's become now very important to find a solution related to that. And of course, Our Excellency President Abdel Fattah Sisi pushing in that related, several communicated to that with also Ministry of Foreigners, Dr. Badr Abdel Ati. And we found several supporting from Pakistan and even from
Turkey.
Oman, Turkey, of course, to finalize the solution. And I need to put focus point, especially dedicated to our last president visit to the Gulf. From my side, I see that Egypt is very involved and dedicated to Gulf area because we are completed, we are same from the same part, and we're not out of the Gulf. We are all in Arab, but we're all dedicated and caring about this file. And from my part, I see that our president is talking confidentially related to that with all the prince and the sheikh there in Kuwait and Qatar and Oman. And I see several comments or something dedicated to that, but I believe that our president is missing any support, whatever is army, whatever is everything, to Gulf area. But we prefer to select the peace choice, not the war choice, to be involved in the war. And I believe he's communicating, and this visit in this very sensitive, and he's strong enough, as he is also very caring enough from that file, that to traveling in this part of time to all visit.
You mean his tour in the Gulf region last week?
Yes, of course, yeah. The last week. That's dedicated to that, and that's how Egypt is very caring about our brothers and hood, of course, in Gulf area. Will not leave them alone. What's happening in Gulf also will supporting or initially had the feedback to Egypt, of course.
Yes, of course. So, sir, also, does this decision by U.S. President Donald Trump reflect international pressure on Washington and Tel Aviv to avoid a shock to energy markets?
Of course. The energy market have very high time, and even in the United States, I mean, it's becoming, all the gasoline has moving maybe more than the double. It's become from $2 to $4,
and it is affecting the lives of Americans themselves.
Yes, of course. It show that, and show that all the Americans not agree about this war, and requesting from the president, the government, to stop immediately that war. And we initially found several pushings from Europe, France, everywhere in Europe, and Spain didn't want to do that, and Italy, the first minister there is requesting to President Trump, you are not representative of the world, you just representative yourself. I believe in the word in that, and this is show how much that the United States is not the common factor that become like before, that's shifting and moving all the world to net. It's become now representative itself, just only the United States. We respect that, but we didn't respect, as we learn from the international law, to become against countries and to avoid the international agreements and of course the United Nations action. Yesterday was the G7 also, and initially that is, them should be at the agreement to supporting the United States. Of course, them not. Them had the decision that to stopping the war immediately and returning back to the diplomatic solutions, and there are several solutions related to that, not to be involving in the war again from any countries abroad the world. It's become now all the pushing to the United States. Now stop. This is not respecting. All the power, energy, and everywhere have been decreasing and increasing so much, and even all the citizens and
increase in prices of commodities
yes,
also.
yes, of course.
Everywhere.
And this is reflecting also to the economy in the same wise, and in the same time, and also the effective not economy in not just for the area on the Middle East or the Gulf area. It's become now to the whole world. And if this still closing that's a gate by Iran,
the street, yes.
yeah, it will be increasing more and suffering all the whole world more. And the Europe has now to pushing to stopping that, because they're suffering dedicated to the energy source of what's happening from the
And do you expect Americans to succeed on putting pressure on U.S. President Donald Trump, as we are expecting today to see protests in the United States against him?
Initially, I would like to put some point related to that. As I learn from international law, as I learn and I see and working with international organizations and even overseas companies, I never found the United States is doing like that. The United States was before have, a policy and procedures and planning enough. I see daily there is coming several words from President Donald Trump, and then had been changed and had been shifting. Then there is agreement, they are winning. I see this is not a stability related to that, and this is from the first time I show that from the United States. It was there have a clear message and message being involved and being clear and submitted. Daily we have several reports and news related to that, and what is really need to have looking about it, it's daily coming from the president itself. It's not other source or other references. No, it's become from the president itself, and this is need to be avoided like this again, and be related to the international law. This is not accepted. There should be a source, there should be a methods to find a solution related to that. And as per your question, it's a very good time to have a little bit a break to find a solution or suitable solution related to that war. But I believe it's still the war is keeping. Yani we have yes, a priority to ending that, but I see daily there is action from Iran or from Israel and from the United States, and of the also things to make you make several question mark. How come that also the United States had to moving the Marines and several soldiers to the area?
Yes.
This
Why?
Is really,
why are they moving the Marines?
They are moving to be standby. That's also we have two ways or two channels.
Do you expect ground operations to take place?
Yeah, it could be. It could be. Maybe could be happening. But in the other things that also there is several countries are getting now the clear message. Them will supporting Iran related to that war, and this is really. I don't want to say the words, but we need. It's not a common. This is not the rules that we learn it from the United Nations and international law, and it should be stopping more killing innocent peoples in that war, and let the whole world suffering related to that things, and Egypt to try to make several channels, several bridges to get the solutions related to this point, related to this file.
Yes. So, sir, also, if we talk about the stance of the NATO countries and how do they react to this war?
We see that also as the mention for the G7 and the NATO, them most of all the countries mentioned that we're not involved in this war, and this is also as per one of the speak from the President Trump,
Yes,
that he
he
need
was
to make
criticizing
new,
them.
to make new United Nations,
Yes.
and requesting from the French country, as he had mentioned, to having international organization. But this is not a rules. This is not the international law to having. I don't like this organization. I make
Yes.
other. It's not this the solution of the case. The solution is the case that. I believe you must listen, President Trump, to the whole world that asking you to stop the war. If Iran have related to the nuclear weapon or something against that, okay, take an action related to them, but not the solution is trying to get the war.
Yes.
And I believe there is a pushing, and everybody's know that from Israel, because the day is ending this war, it will be against the government, Israel government, because them have several things that happening internally in Israel, dedicated to financial, dedicated to economy, and them all not agree for all the taking action, starting from the first minister there, and related to what them are suffering, dedicated to that war, from starting from the file of Gaza to now until what's happening in Lebanon and opening other channels with Iran. I believe it's very serious action from the first minister there of Israel, and all the people didn't agree on that actions.
And how do you read the press conference that was held by US President Donald Trump on Thursday? How do you read the points that he tackled?
He mentioned 15 points, and everybody know that.
Yes.
But there is also under discussions now and under opening comments, it's become of Iran, and maybe it's time to prove that Iran is taking care about these discussions, and this the peace solution had to agree to passing more than 10 shipments from energy source from the part of Gate of Hormuz to passing through, and but there is still several comments and difficulty dedicated to that agreement. So this is that comments, and regarding from the starting from the President Trump, there is still comments from the both side, and I believe it's not easy to be approved from that by Iran, but them caring about stopping the war, but still there is several comments in this agreement.
So, sir, which is more likely, a political agreement or a large-scale military confrontation?
Both are in. Both
are in. Still now, you can see. You can say.
To improvement related to that, there is under discussions. There is, as we mentioned, several communication from Egypt, Oman, Pakistan, Turkey, and other to stopping that war, to supporting with that files. In the other part of war, the United States had to requesting Marines and military 78 to become in the area. There was also one of the huge shipment dedicated of with pilot to be to coming very close to the Hormuz channels, and there was attack related when them becoming very closely. Them had to get him back again a little bit, but still all the preparations of the military solutions are involved in, and this is, I mean, could be one of the pressure on Iran to solving or to agree with that mention from the President Trump, to be agree with it. But I don't think that Iran will agree to all of these points. Yeah.
Not all of them.
No, not all of them. Because one of them to clear all the nuclear weapons, to have safely passing related to the international logistic, which is suffering related to that clause, and they didn't be involved on it. But Iran requesting to have the monitoring and the management from them part, to gaining from that. Before that war, Iran didn't take anything related to that passing. It's become now that. And of course, this has had on the other sides Also related to the logistic and shipments of Suez Canal, by the way. If this is area have been some trouble like that, we have also not having shipments and the logistic movement be stopping a little bit, and maybe that more than 15% that are unable to enter the area.
So it is also impacting the Suez Canal.
Of course.
Yes. So, sir, also if we talk about the effect of this closure of the Strait of Hormuz on global economy in general and oil prices, to what extent it is impacting the global economy, and if it is kept still closed for the coming weeks, do you expect the impact to increase and to include more countries?
Yes, of course. I believe I was watching one of the report by our best channel, Nile TV. That's the food files. It was initially for the International Bank of Food that there is still more than 20 to 25% from people around the world is have a very huge gap related to this war. And if it's maybe stopping or creating more daily, not stop immediately, I think this is be increasing.
Yes.
Because Hormuz Gate is managing at least more than 20% from the food passing related to the world. In general, international, about more than 5%.
Okay.
It's very, very important
very critical.
to immediately to stopping that. And on the other backside related to that, if the war stopped daily today, at least what happening in Gulf or what happening in that area related to some of from Qatar and also in Kuwait and other and Saudi, of course, related to the LNG project there and the power, at least from 4 months maybe to 1 year to replace what's happening from that war.
Yes, I'd like to thank you, Dr. Mohamad Mokhtare Darwish, International Relations Expert. Thank you for being here.
Really appreciate it. I appreciate to join.
And amid